So, I was building a new filter for the goldfish tank, as at the moment both of these tanks run on 2 filters each instead of a canister filter. So I decided I want to build my own filter, purposely one to save money, two, I think also if I built my own filter I can make it easier to maintain, which obviously is for something like that goldfish tank. That tire stand is ideal for having a canister filter, which is something I wish I might do down the line. Whereas this tank, whereas this cabinet is not actually designed for a fish tank, it's just a standard cabinet. So yeah, I could drill holes in the back of it, but honestly, I quite like the idea of having some type of house plants, which I know that will grow inside fish tank water. Obviously, problem with goldfish is they remove plants out from the water column, as well as eat roots of the plants that are growing in the water. So I purposely designed a plant pot filter. It was designed for purpose to have its own pump. Its own pump. But yeah, which means I was going to just place both the filters and just have that plant box as well as then this pump running. But obviously the one thing I noticed is the pipe which I bought was too big, which I did that on purposely because they didn't do the smallest size which I needed for this pump. So I originally had the idea to silicone it or find another way to attach it to the pump. But obviously I don't have any silicone here. As well as don't really have the money or the time to run somewhere. So obviously I got a U4 filter, but yeah, I don't need to stop this bottle back up because it has a drain because of the plant box. So I got a U4 filter in that corner, and also got a FC, I think it's like a 400. So I ain't too sure of that pump. I bought it from Trago, or my local hardware store. Trago thing, I don't know what you want to call it. Well, I'll see I bought that U4 off eBay. Purposely the U4 does 240 litres, which this tank is a 400 litre tank. So that does 240, and then that does then 160, so which then it gives it that full 240. But I believe with the U4 and this plant pot filter, tomato media, sponges, plants and everything, I believe this tank will be well covered on filtration. But I will be adding sponge filters onto this tank. So instead of having that filter, the second filter, it'll be sponge filters of U4, 2 sponge filters in the corner, and be happy days. Look, I'm pretty happy with that flow as well. Because something that's coming from a filter is not really designed to meant to come out of water. And it comes out really well from that corner all the way down to the pipe, and it's staying at that level constantly. So I believe once I add the media and sponges and stuff and that, it will rise a little bit. But so far, it's going to be a brilliant filter. That which time I paid for the bits, which is the plant pot bit, which is like £3, I think I paid for it. No, I think it was actually £8 because I bought it from Trago, and I bought the pipe and then from B&Q, which is like the hardware store. So I probably would say this cost me less than $20, less than £20 actually built, and I also had this spare bit of pipe already running, and also I've already had that filter already had that filter. No idea why I should have given that idea a try first before I already had the pump, but yeah, I bought the small pipe already purposely. But honestly, I had this idea quite a long time ago, and I didn't know if it was going to work, and it works. It works amazingly. Look, I like a lift, an old idea as well. I like a lift this pipe. So if I want a bit of a sound of a waterfall, or if that ever drops or that ever raises, I can move that up and down depending where the water is. So it's easy accessible if I don't want to hear the noise, which I promise if I do put it in the water, you can hear the drain noise from you. but obviously I like to keep it flush to the top of the water level. So this filter is this plant pot filter box is designed, I think, really well, and I can't wait to see what happens in the long run. That flows amazingly, especially once we get 2 sponge filters in the corner. At the moment, I will be keeping that one filter on until I get the sponge filters. But obviously, at the moment, I do have other projects going in the back garden with the pond. Which, believe it or not, the next ones is I'm going to design a solar panel planter box. It's only going to be a 2-foot one, but honestly, the pond's well filtered as it is. But I had this idea the other day, so I want to do it as I got the bits, and possibly it's going to be exactly the same. So the only thing which the only thing that I didn't really have was a clamp to actually hold the holes down. So I'm just using a cable tie. I think I'm going to chuck some media in here and I'll cut back to it with the media in, and can I show you what's going to happen with it? Right, so now once the media is in, it should look something like this. Whereas I got the sponge at this back corner. Really needs to be another sponge before the exit, so that I won't get any debris and stuff that this one missed, and obviously the media. So obviously the media's in. Obviously I didn't fill it all the way to the water brim, as I want to put house plants in here, like house plants that's going to do really well with the water and with the pH quality and everything else. So I think I might just do now. Honestly, I'm quite pleased because that's got a lot of waterfall come up with it. Because in this, I thought that it isn't really designed to go up. So obviously I do need to fill the water back at the tank, so maybe I might have a little bit more water in there. But I am pretty pleased because this thing just cost me 20 quid to build. Whereas a canister filter, a cheap one that isn't really that great, would have cost me about 50 quid. For that's pretty nice. I gotta be real. But we'll see what it's like in the wrong one, especially once we get the house plants in it. I reckon that would look cool as hell. And like I said, once the pond stuff is kind of done, I'll see how I'll be getting sponge filters to go in here, into you, and obviously I need to redo all this filter system. Which is a good idea what I'm going to do. Obviously this one's going to have 2 sponge filters because obviously these 2 tanks we are running on a sponge filter system anyway. So 3-foot's got 1 at the moment, but it needs like 2 in one corner. And obviously a little bit mill beta then, it's got 1 in his tank. But obviously once I redo it, I'm going to have a 4-way air pump, or at least I got a 4-way air pump. So I am going to put 2 in here and probably place these filters either with the sponge filters and just see how it goes with just the sponge filters, or even trying to find a way to use that U4 in here, which is that bad boy. And then maybe, I'll show you if I talk about. Or maybe try even built. I don't know, there's a dog poo bag. Like a little filter runs across the top and down to the other side. Which then doesn't really give me a lot of room. That's pretty much just a pipe length. So I don't know. Or if I see if I can try to figure out a way to add a plant pot or something there, just like have it straight connected from the U4 and the plant filtered. But don't really know, because this tank's actually got its top. This tank definitely got its challenges, but at the moment I'm not really too bothered, as both of the filtrations work as a U4 and as a U3. And again, this tank's 350 litres. And obviously that at the moment this is well covered. A lot of cupboards, but 390 litres these two filters could do it together. But obviously for me it is the cost of electric bills when it's gone up. Well, I've even built quite quite similar. It's like obviously with the plant pot on top of you, of the line cut here. Obviously then I have to actually use a proper pump, paid of the U4, and run up to the filter box and then run them back down to that corner, maybe, or even just place it with a canister filter, or even building my own canister filter, like a 20. I don't know, probably could fit like a 40 litre tank. That's probably 40 by 40 in there. It's maybe 50 litre tank. Probably fit in there to use as a filtration, which I know should be good enough as long as we will filter. But I am pretty happy with that. No leaks or nothing. Like, it's better than the bloody pump lamp out which I built last year, or this year even. There we go, now you just gotta modify the lid. Right, with the filter being all done now, I didn't put a sponge into the output, just a little bit in, because it was a little bit too loud. But honestly, I think it's just because these vents are a bit weird, as they're on 90 degrees, they are like a 45, I want to say, but that was the thing they had in my stock at the time. I was nice, so good playing waterfall. It's quite quiet, which is where I want to be. I think I'm generally pretty happy with everything. I think in time maybe I will place with the UFO with a proper pump, but I think for now, as you can tell, they'll do absolutely lovely once the plants are in and stuff like that are grown. They'll grow lovely. Which then, I think I'll grow plants, and maybe I'll do some research on some Korean plants that will do lovely out of the water, or even just try some pond plants. So the only big problem at the moment, my lid's a bit dodgy, as I'm using like 4 different pieces, but the original 3. But until I get paid, this is all I can do for now. And then once I get paid, then I'll buy a sheet like off a greenhouse, and then cut it 2 size. Maybe we can just cut it into like 3 pieces. So a piece there, piece there, piece there. But buying something like that, it's fucking expensive. But yeah, it could normally be in topless in the background. But obviously, with this year to go. So once again, when I get paid, I'll buy the plants, which we will see in the next video. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hit the like button if you do find this useful, and I really hope this filter will work in the long run. But I guess if you want to see questions about the filter, let me know in the comments. As well, secondly, if you want to see what happens to the filter down the line in the future, please hit that subscribe button and like the video, so that I know then you'll want a part 2, even though I'm going to be called a part 2 anyway. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.